This is breaking news right now in the Bordeaux area on Fairview Drive. Jerry Barlow on the scene. And Jerry, I think this is video that we're rolling right now of a water rescue that happened. This is down by the end of Fairview Drive, right at Drake's Branch Creek, right?
That's right, Neil. And as you can see, officers and I went with them. We were in over knee-deep water, very swift to these houses. As you can see here, they're taking a young child. It appears to be a grandmother and mother out of that home. They said the water just started coming in through the doors, and they couldn't get out, so officers went down with them, with the fire department as well, to make that rescue. They went to another house next door and got a man out of their water, swiftly moving through those homes, probably 2 feet deep. They had problems even getting the people out of the house when they got out into the water. The water was about to it was so swift it almost knocked the lady down. So very, very big rescue this morning going on right now. Police and fire still on the scene. Houses on both sides of Fairview Drive had water running through them, but it is starting to recede right now as the rain slacks off just a little. But very scary moments for the people in these houses this morning.
Jerry, I don't remember this place flooding that often here. Is this a new experience for these folks with Drake's Creek?
I haven't had a chance to really talk to them yet. I don't remember being in this area before. Of course, back in 2010 when everything flooded, we were all over the place. But this right here, I haven't had a chance to talk to people yet to see if this is flooded before. But they seemed very surprised this morning. This is the area that I talked to you earlier about, where the roads just look like rivers running down through here. This is actually going across from one side of the road to the other through these front yards and into these homes. So very scary situation for these people this morning.
This is up in the Kings Lane, Clarksville Pike area, where Jerry Barler's on the scene of this breaking story, where people are being pulled from homes as the water has risen up around the foundation of those homes. And you saw some of those pictures, Heather, that it's really
very
moving.
Scary. And you saw how deep the water was, up to that firefighter's knees. I mean, that's an incredible amount of water. Very powerful. Very powerful.
So, Jerry, thanks for the update there. We appreciate that.
All right.
The heaviest stuff is definitely north of Nashville. That's where we see some of those red and orange colors, and some of the forecasts showing possibly 2 to 4 inches of rainfall in some neighborhoods just from this particular batch of rain showers that we continue to see across the area. This is a look at the flash flood warning that has been issued really for Davidson, northwestern Wilson, and southwestern Sumner counties until 8 a.m. Certainly some flooding occurring out there across much of Middle Tennessee. Some video from our iReport 2 network. This is out of Madison. You guys have been covering this greatly this morning. Of course, Jerry out in the Madison area right now, and I know we're going to get a report from him. I know it's a little bit blurry, but this has been some of the rain that's been falling around that area, heavy. And if you look out in the distance there, you guys, you can see some of the flooding in and around this particular neighborhood. And some of that rain obviously gathering up on the grassy areas. So Madison's been hit hard with quite a bit of precipitation.
Thanks, Randy. Breaking news, of course, as you just mentioned, flooding in our area due to all this heavy rainfall. Our first alert unit, of course, in the North Nashville, I believe Madison area, heavy flooding. You can see it right there. We've got him on the phone. Jerry, tell us exactly where you are and what you're seeing.
We are at Gallatin and Hickory Street and Emmett Drive. There is, as you can see, at least 2 feet of water. Dumpsters have floated across the road in front of us. Furniture floating across the road in front of us. Fortunately, they've been able to get the people out of those cars that you see. They're in the water, but right now, Gallatin Road shut down. Cars stuck in the water. There's actually looks like you could go whitewater rafting down Hickory Street here at Old Hickory Boulevard, the way the water's hitting some of the curbs and through the parking lots. It is at the doors of some of the businesses here. We're not sure if it's actually made it inside those businesses yet or not. The police officers told me they're not sure where the furniture even came from, but a big mess. Traffic right now starting to back up on Gallatin Road both directions, but a lot of flooding and very, very heavy rain still coming down now.
We're going to go to the first alert unit and Jerry Barler. He is now actually moved his location on Gibson Drive near Neely's Bend. Jerry, tell us what's going on.
Yeah, guys, right now, fire department rescue personnel trying to make it into a home. We're told there is a family that is stuck in the attic of their home. You can see the cars under the water here. The home is across the street here. I'll show you where the fire department has the rope out. They have just witnessed 2 firemen go inside the home. There appears to be a window that's been broken out upstairs, maybe to try to communicate with them, but we have not seen anybody come out that window yet. But we're told there may be an infant and a family up in that attic. So we're trying to stay here and monitor this as well and let you know. But Gibson Drive here for about a block has 4 to 5 feet of water over it. I saw the fire department as they waded out. It was well over their waist at some points, up to their chest almost. They had life jackets on, trying to make sure that they would be okay in this water. Fortunately, it is not very swift. It does not appear, but it is very deep, and you never know about the current once you get into that deeper part of the water. But fire department personnel on the scene here trying to rescue a family that's stuck in the attic right now.
Jerry, pretty unbelievable thing unfolding in front of us. Can you kind of focus in on the house that we're talking about? I heard you talking about, is the house right in front of the firefighter there on the left?
It is. It's the gray house. It has kind of a maroon-type shutters.
Yeah.
I'll see if I can show you the window that's out upstairs. You can see where they may have tried to make communication with people out here on the ground.
Okay.
They are stuck up there. And fire department personnel went into that front door. As you can see now, they're starting to come out. I'm not sure. Let's see. I can't. Looks like they are carrying maybe a car seat or baby seat or something like that. I'm not sure if there's a child in or not. They are carrying what appears to be a car seat out the front door at this time, trying to rescue this family out of this house.
I mean, this is exactly what we saw over by Drake's Branch a little bit earlier this morning. And for folks that weren't with us during the 4 o'clock hour, we had another rescue with a small child being pulled out by the Nashville Fire Department.
It is, but this water here is considerably deeper. I waded out with those guys earlier this morning to rescue that family and that child. It was only up a little above our knees, but you can see here well to their waist. And as they get here closer to the road, what I'm told, there's a smaller ditch that drops off maybe up to their chest as well. So they will have to take precaution with this child when they come out of here. And as you can see, they do have a safety rope attached to them to try to make sure if they do happen to fall, that they will be caught by the person here on the scene, on the road, trying to make sure that they don't get swept away in that water.
Jerry, and you may have said, but can you tell us again, do they know how many people are inside that home?
I'm not sure how many people are inside the home. I just heard them saying that there was an infant and a family, so we're not sure if there's 2, 3, or how many. But as you can see now, they're making it out with that infant. And right here you can see they're just sniffing into that deep water up to their waist. Now they're making a
Oh, wow.
Off the
curb.
curb.
Now maybe dry land.
Incredible pictures. Is there any chance that anyone else in this neighborhood, because clearly several homes are underwater, is anyone else in danger that we know of?
We haven't heard. I know they were talking about several homes here on Gibson Drive, but this one right now is the one that the focus is definitely on. You can see that small child actually asleep, parked here, really not. He's just kind of oblivious to what's going on.
Right. The baby sleeps through the high water rescue, Jerry. That's great. Oh, my goodness.
Family can pull this video out in a few years and show them what happened when they were a small child. As you can see, that baby is fine this morning. Now they're going back into the rest of the family members.
For those just joining us, Gibson Drive runs parallel to Gallatin Pike. It's up in the Neely's Bend area up there, right?
We're being told by some residents here on the street that there are 4 people still inside that home. So they will continue to make rescues here for the next little bit until they get all those people out. And as you can see, it's not anything that they can do fast, because they do have to take their time in this water, because they're not sure exactly what's under. And as you saw, they stepped off into that one ditch that went from waist deep to chest deep. And so they just have to take their time, take precautions. Fortunately, it's still raining, but not hard. The water does not appear to be rising anymore, which is always a good thing for them. I'm now watching belongings from the people flow out the front door of the home. So you can just imagine how deep the water is inside that house.
Well, imagine if you were to zoom back in on that window up there in that act on the gray house there. They're probably watching anxiously to make sure that the child did make it over to high ground safely, Jerry, which did occur there. And it looks like they actually still have power to the house, so they may even be watching that happen in front of their very eyes there. So a good news report, 1 out, and then we have 4 to go at this point up there in the Madison area. Well, the traffic tracker is just too many to explain right now. We just have all sorts of situations going on the north side. Most of those exclamation points are high water at intersections. Do you remember the May 2010 flood when the water went across here after flooding out Opry Mills? That is not the case here, but the water has flooded between the barrier and the side of the road here over by the Opry Mills exit. So Briley Parkway right now has about 2-3 feet of water. Those are going to be the northbound lanes we're taking from the airport over toward Opry Mills, and that is shut down. You can see the TDOT truck on the other side of the water, police on this side of the water. Traffic is just buttoned down. That's one closure, Heather, on Briley Parkway. There's another on Briley that has it shut down from Brick Church Pike over to White's Creek Pike. So Briley Parkway is just your road you want to avoid this morning for the morning commute, because it is now officially shut down in 2 places on the east side of town you're looking at right there, and on the north side of town, it is impassable. We have this photo that came in from the Mount Juliet Police Department. I assume this is going to be Curd Road. It almost looks like the high school environment up there on the top left, if I remember previous stories doing it on Curd Road there.
I've been there, and I can tell you that is the high school. Up on the left at the top of the hill, you can see the school zone signs. And clearly, as we mentioned repeatedly for the past maybe 10 minutes or so, that road is impassable.
Yeah.
They're telling people to stay away from there. Again, we haven't gotten an official word from Wilson County Schools to say this school is officially closed, but clearly they're telling people to stay away from this route. So I don't know if there's an alternate route to get to that high school. I've only taken the main road, but clearly the main road is not good this morning.